Good evening. I welcome you all to this wonderful lesson. So these are the questions that I gave you, and I noticed that 3/4 of us, no one could get everything correct. Either you make a simple mistakes. So these are the things that I noticed. So I want to take my time and explain this part so that each one of you will try to understand. So before I go even further, looking at this question the way it is, I just wanted to test your knowledge. If you look at this, there is no power here. So since there is no power here, just multiply. So this is just the same as y is equal to 5x times 2x. That is 10x squared minus 5x times 1. That is 5x. It is like this. You only get to use the chain when there is a power there, because you cannot multiply. Unless if there is power 2 there, that's when you get to use the chain. But in this case, you just multiply direct so that you come up with an expression like this. It is at this point now where you get to say dy dx is equal to, you multiply 2 times 10, it is 20. So it is 20, I say x, then the 2 that is there, I say minus 1. We always get to subtract 1 from the power. Here this is power what? Power 1. So minus 1 times 5, it is 5x, 1, we say minus 1. So this is what we are supposed to do. At this particular point now, this one, dy dx is equal to, you say this is 20x to the power what? What is the power? 2 minus 1? That is 1. Minus, this is what? 5x. 1 minus 1? That is a 0, like that. So at this point now, you just now going to say that, therefore, dy dx, so therefore dy dx is equal to, this is just the same as 20x minus anything less to the power 0. I told you to say it is what? 1. So 5 times 1, it is just 5. So this is the answer we are getting here. This is a what? A 5. So minus what? Minus 5. This is the answer we need to get here. So this is the answer. I was just testing your mind to see if you've gotten the concept. They say to test someone if they've gotten the concept, you need to give them something that is similar to what you've covered. So I noticed that most of us have not yet understood this. I'll try by all means to make you understand. Some of you were making mistakes. Some of you got everything wrong. So now here we've answered this question. This is how you are supposed to answer it. We now move on to this one that is here. Looking at this, you know that the only method that is going to be used there is called the what? It is called the chain rule. That is a method that I'm going to use at that question. So first thing we let what? Let u represent what is in the brackets. So let you represent what is in the brackets. What are we having in the brackets? That is 4x squared minus 4. Then we are going to have what? Y, which will be equal to, there is a 3 there. I put 3 there. This whole expression that is in the brackets is equal to what? U. So where there is 4x squared minus 4, I put a u like that. Then there is power what? Power 3. This is what I'm having. So this is the first thing you need to form. I don't know where we are not getting the point. I'm not so sure where we are not getting the point, because these are simple things that I expect people to be getting everything in an exam. So this, you differentiate this one, you also differentiate this, then just multiply their answers. So even if you've forgotten the formula, just remember that once you let, you need to differentiate this, you also differentiate this, then just multiply the answers. That is the actual final answer that we are going to have. So we are differentiating u with respect to x. This is u. U has been made the subject of the formula. So we are differentiating u with respect to x, which is equal to what? We say 4, this is 2. 2 times 4, that is 8. X here, then that is what? That is 2. We say minus 1. We can't differentiate a constant number. You just leave it. So final answer is equal to what? 8x. This is the answer. You are done. Is there anything difficult here? Nothing is difficult here. Once you understand the formula, everything becomes what? Everything becomes simple. So this is what we need to do. We now go to this one that is here. So when you look at this expression, this is y is equal to 3u to the power 3. This is what you are given. So how do you work out this now? We want to do what? We want to differentiate. So how can you differentiate this? We are differentiating y with respect to u. So what are we going to say? We are going to say dy du. This is what we are doing, which is equal to, you are multiplying 3 times 3, power times coefficient, 3 times 3, that is 9. We've got u. I guess you are able to see these things that are here. So the same way I'm answering, this is how you are supposed to answer, even in an exam. That is power 3, you say minus 1. We get to subtract 1 from the power. So meaning that the answer is what? 9u, then power what? Power 2. This is what we are going to come up with. It is at this point now where you introduce the formula. You say dy dx is equal to, we say dy du multiplied by du dx. This is a formula that we get to use. So this is an important formula that you need to understand, even as you get to answer questions. This is something that is so easy. The reason why these things seem to be difficult, it is because maybe we are not practicing. So you need to put in much effort. Even as I'm teaching you, effort should be there. So here, what are we going to say? We say now this is now equal to, what is the dy du? Dy du, this is the answer that is here. The answer is what? 9u squared multiplied by, what is du dx? Du dx is what? 8x. So I say times what? 8x, like this. Here now I multiply, these numbers will multiply. What is 9 times 8? You go that far now. So you ask yourself, if you get to multiply 9 times 8, you are going to get what? You are going to get 70 what? 72. You are going to get 72. So after getting that 72 now, you say, okay, the answer here, when you are going to have dy dx is equal to 72, then there is x here, then u, then squared, isn't it? This is what we are going to have. It is at this point now where you say, therefore, dy dx is equal to 72x. You know what y is. What is u? You know what u is. What is the value for u? The value for u, at first when we started answering this, we said u is equal to what? U is equal to that expression that is there. U is equal to 4x squared minus 4. So meaning that I put the answer here. This is what I need to do. I say 4x. I guess you are able to see these things. So this is how you are supposed to be answering even questions in an exam. Just like this. This is u, then x square there. So meaning that this is the what? This is the answer. The same way I'm answering these questions, that is how you are supposed to answer them. I don't want people to be saying, me, I cannot manage to know all these procedures. These are things that are so simple. Once you understand them, they'll become what? They'll become very simple. So it is just a matter of what? Practice. Once you practice, these things become simple. So I've noticed that some of you are facing some difficulties, challenges. So I don't want to give you that shortcut that I told you. It's better you know this one. When I know that, okay, my people have now understood the concept, that's when I'll now give you what? I'll now give you some shortcuts to know. So I don't want to give you a shortcut because I'll end up putting pressure where there is already pressure. I don't want that to happen. So I guess you are able to see this. I guess you are able to understand these particular questions. That's how you need to be answering them. Let us look at the other examples. I want to make sure that we all know how to differentiate. Once we know how to differentiate, these things become simple. The next thing that we need to start is called the equation of the tangent and the equation of the normal. Once we know the equation of the tangent and the equation of the normal, it means we are done with the differentiation. We have to start now the integration. So let us look at another example. Under this same question, find dy dx of the following. So that's this is 2 now. So we've revised through the exercise that I'd given you. Now we've got this other kind now. So let's say you've got part A is saying y is equal to 6 open bracket 3x minus 1 to the power 7. We've got B, which is y is equal to 3 over x plus 2x squared minus 4 over x to the power 3 plus 2. We've got these questions that we want to answer. We want to do what? We want to differentiate. We need to know the formula to be used. We need to make sure that we know how to go about this. Those of you that are going into doing a degree program in nursing, maybe any health related course, you are going to be introduced to advanced mathematics, advanced physics, chemistry, biology. So all those things, the prerequisite knowledge that you need to get is this one. We've got people that go there without understanding these things. So I want you to know this, and I want you to understand this particular concept. So let's say solutions. So I say what? Solutions. How can we now answer these questions? If you are following me clearly, you can pause a bit. You can pause the video a bit. Try to practice through and confirm with me. You just test yourself before I give you an exercise. So pause this video. Try to answer these two questions. We have got enough time for mathematics. We've got 1 hour. So pause this video. Try to answer these two questions. When you answer them, you can now continue playing the video so that you see where you are making mistakes and if you've understood the concept. So pause the video now. Okay, I guess we've answered, and let us now confirm with our answers. So you are going to judge for yourself if you've understood the concept or not. So I've got this one. This is what you were solving, I guess. You go to this one. The first thing you need to do is to rate. You say, let what? You represent what is in the brackets. You to represent what is in the brackets. The formula here is called the chain rule. This is the chain rule when a question is like this. So what is in the brackets? That 3x minus 1. We are going to have now y, which will be equal to what? We've got 6. I'm not going to write this one. Since I know that 3x minus 1, it is equivalent to u. So where there is 3x minus 1, I put u. So u to the power what? Power 7. This is what I'm going to come up with. I differentiate this. I also differentiate that one. This is what is happening. So you differentiate this, you also differentiate that one. So we are differentiating u with respect to x. So we are saying d what? du dx, which is equal to, how can you differentiate this? This one you cannot differentiate. When you differentiate 3x, it is the same as getting the coefficient, which is just 3. So the derivative of this, it is just 3. I told you that if you are taught to differentiate negative 4x, the answer is just what? Negative 4. You are taught to differentiate negative 1 over 2x, the answer is just what? Negative 1 over 2. We just get the coefficient if there is no power there. So these things are so simple, I guess you are able to remember. We go to this one. We are differentiating y with respect to u. So dy du, which is equal to, we multiply here. What is 7 times 6? Definitely you are going to get 42, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. We get 40 what? 42, then u. The power there, we are removing 1. 7 minus 1, that is a 6. So I've come up with these two things. What am I going to do here? I multiply them. Since you know the formula, okay, the formula for questions like this, the chain rule, I say dy dx is equal to, the formula is dy du times du dx. This is a particular formula. I now substitute those values that I already have. So what is dy du? Dy du, that is what? 42 u power 6 times, what is du? Dx. Du dx, that is a 3. You multiply 42 times 3. So 42 times 3, 6. That is 12, 126. So you say dy dx is equal to 126 u to the power 6. Where you are now going to say, therefore, dy dx is equal to, where there is u now, you put the actual thing. U is equal to what? 3x minus 1. So I say 126, open bracket, 3x minus 1 to the power what? Power 6. Meaning that this is my answer. This is what I'm supposed to do. I guess you are able to see this. This is something that is so easy, something that you can even answer by yourself. But I don't know why we are making those mistakes that we are making. I guess this is the last time we are doing this. Next time we meet, we are starting something new. So I want you people to stay connected. Make sure you practice through where we are going. If you don't understand this, it will be very difficult for you to answer those questions because we are building on concepts. This one, level 2 is balancing on level 1. Level 3 is balancing on level 2. This is the hierarchy. So when you fail one step, you can't understand the next stage because you failed to understand the previous step. So this is the answer. We now move on to the next one. I guess this is the answer that you had found even yourself. We had to find this answer. Isn't it? This is the answer you found, right? If you did not find this answer, I guess you have seen where you made a mistake and you are able to correct yourself. Let us now move now to this other question that is there. Let us move now to that other one. I guess you had to answer even that one. I guess we even had to answer that. As long as my x are down, these x, they are down, we need to change. They need to go up. So meaning we are changing from where this is in what? Positive index. We need to change to what? Negative index. So this is y is equal to. So 3x, since this one was having power 1, when it goes on top, it gets to have negative 1. Plus, this is just okay, 2x squared minus 4. This is power 3. When it goes on top, it becomes negative 3 plus what? Plus 2. This is what we are doing. So I need to rewrite. This is what you need. We rewrite this expression. You can't differentiate when x is down. How can you know the power now when something that is supposed to be up is down? It's very difficult like that. So we need to do what? We need to rewrite it. X or a variable should not be on the denominator. You are not supposed to have a variable on the denominator. That should not be tolerated. So we need to make sure that you convert. So when I just notice that here you are able to differentiate that, then it means that you are very dangerous. When you differentiate this 3 times, you don't know how we get to multiply things that are not even there. So I want you people to know this. I'm here to make mathematics so simple. And the good part, the reason why I like mathematics is that knowing this, it's more like you are opening up your mind. You are becoming more sharp in mathematics. You discover that it will be very easy for you to understand other concepts. So here we say dy, we continue, dy dx is equal to, we are multiplying negative 1 times 3. This is negative 3x to the power negative 1. We say minus what? 1. We remove a 1. Plus 2 times 2, 4. I say 4x. Then 2, I remove what? A 1. Negative 3 times negative 4. You are going to get a positive here. Negative times negative positive. 3 times 4. That is 12. I say x to the power what? Negative 3 minus 1. So that 2, you can't differentiate a constant number. So you just leave it like that. You just need to leave it like that. If you want, you can say plus 0, but just forget about it. Don't even write it, because by saying you just leave it like that, some people will even say plus 2. This will not be there. You can't differentiate a constant number. If you want, you can say plus 0, because the derivative of a constant number is a 0. You can say plus 0. Here you are going to say dy dx is equal to what? Dy dx is equal to what? Negative 3x. Same signs you add, then maintain the sign. So here it's negative 2 plus 4x. Here you are going to get a 1 plus 12x power what? Power 4 there. We add, then maintain the sign. Negative, negative. So we've seen they are both negatives. So this is what we can say is our answer. But if you know what you are doing, it's better you conclude and say, therefore, dy dx is equal to negative 3. That x goes down there so that it becomes x squared plus 4x plus 12 over x to the power what? 4. So these are the answers, and this is what we are supposed to do. I guess you've seen how I've answered these questions. So this is our answer, and these are certain things that we need to do even as we are answering questions in an exam. So this is something that is so simple, something that I guess you've understood. So if I give you a question here, answer it. You are supposed to answer it. When we meet next time, we need to make sure that we've known these things. We are even able to answer exam questions. So this is something that is so easy. Something I know that you can answer, you can even do better. So don't disappoint me, please. Even in the exercise I'm about to give you, don't disappoint me. Try your level best to apply this knowledge that is here. These are simple things. You should not even be wasting much time on questions like this. So I guess this is clear enough and we've understood this part. This is where we get to end from. Thank you so much for your attention and hoping for a positive response. Some of you don't know how to submit. You don't need to scan your work. You are supposed to submit as a photo. So you send as a what? As a photo in my inbox. Then I will mark. And make sure it is in portrait. It is in what? Portrait. Straight. It should not be upside down. How can I mark like that? So make sure that it is in what? Portrait. Your work submitted in my inbox should be in portrait. And I don't want people to be submitting parts by parts. You answer this part, you capture, submit. You answer this part, you capture and submit. No, just whenever the exercise that I'm about to give you, start on a fresh page, write the questions, everything should be there, then submit. Not here, kapat. Simple question you submit, you've submitted 4 pages. Then I've got 100 people to mark. So discover that it becomes a challenge. When I delay to mark, just know that some people have done that, and I think I've told you, so we should not make those mistakes. So when you are submitting, unless if the work is, I can even say, okay, there was no space, that's why this person had to submit 2 pages. But the exercise I'm about to give you, just make sure that you write with a good handwriting, something that is visible enough, and a page is enough. We follow time. With time, I'm very punctual. That is the reason why if I say we submit at this time, I want you to be submitting at that time. And the reason why I do that, I want all of us to be moving on the same page. School is very important, and you need to make sure that you spare time for lessons. As long as you've enrolled, when there is work, there is time attached to it. So we need to follow that. Thank you so much.